Time to cap the card at Keeneland for Saturday. That's the profits. It's the formula with you here, and we're capping the card for Keeneland on October 14th, which is this Saturday coming up. What we're going to be showing you race by race is a bit of our tip sheets. So we'll be breaking down each race using the tip sheets that we provide to you, the members, the ones who support the channel through the join button. There's two tiers right now, the $10 and the $50 per month tier. You can be the Saturday subscriber where you get one tip sheet, access to one tip sheet each Saturday, or you can get all access, which is everything that we generate throughout the week as the all access subscriber. So anyway, give you a showing of what that looks like. Let's start here with race one. I've got a 30K claiming race for race one. My top horse here, the three horse Cannonball at 7-2, 60% in the money. I like that. Best recent race value as well. You can see 11.5, by far the best recent race value of any horse in this race, which means that he's racing in higher purse races and finishing closer to the winner, sometimes possibly being the winner, and possibly the pace setter here at 7 furlongs. So I really do like Cannonball here. If we're going to look for a value play, looking down too deep, my number three horse, Vale, who's the nine horse, moved up 6 spots actually at 20-1. I've got him as being just off the pace, finishing with 50% in the money. And yeah, just 3 lengths off of the winner, median lengths behind the winner in each of his races so far. Ricardo Santana, I mean, there's a lot of good things going for that horse. Shocked that he's 20-1. Probably not going to be that at post time, but definitely some value in there from the morning line. Moving on to race two. Race two, we got ourselves a maiden race here. My safe play here, Jilly's West at 9-2. Jilly's West is the top play here. A firster, but has the best trainer and jockey combo in this race, in my opinion. You got Wesley Ward and Johnny Velasquez. And all the horses that have some experience in this race have yet to really show a whole lot. You can see there, their lengths behind, their median lengths behind the winner, pretty low for the most part. We don't have any in the money finishes yet from the 5 horses that have raced before. So definitely opens it up for firsters in this race. And I think Jilly's West is probably the best. For a value play, I am going to take a bit of a risk here at Patriot Hills. So Patriot Hills, the 12 horses, he's number 4 on my list here. It is one of the horses that's run before, but there's a class drop here from this horse. Raced before in 136K maiden special weight race, dropping down to 75K for this race. Also had a pretty good workout last time out, so I feel like this horse could potentially be ready for a win at 6-1. Good shot there. Race three, talking smaller fields. And what is going on? Do my eyes deceive me? The 6 horse light line. Is someone playing a joke on me here? I mean, this horse is going off at a 4-5. Oh, sorry, morning line of 4-5. Looks like flight line without the F. Yes. And if you look at his most recent race, his only race, the one where he broke his maiden, won that race by 13 lengths. Granted, did it in Indiana, so it's not exactly racing at Santa Anita or Keeneland, as he's going to be racing at on Saturday. Question really here is, can he stretch it out and can he take that jump up in class? Because this is a 8.5 furlong race for Lightline, but he's in good hands. Brad Cox, Tyler Gaffleone, that's a strong jockey trainer combo. So Lightline in a small race like this with 7 horses, stretching out to 8.5 furlongs, likely pace setter, I would say. Maybe a little bit of contention there from the 2 horse, but I think that's going to be your play. Dropping down 1 spot to Seize the Gray, 7-2. Okay, not so much of a value play, but it's a 7 horse race, and I really do like something about Seize the Gray here. So Seize the Gray ticks a lot of the boxes. He's got a closing number, um, class value after. He's got class value 16.7 after the 25 that we're seeing from Lightline. After Brad Cox, got Lucas as the trainer, so that's pretty solid there. Had some killer workouts recently too, so I don't want to ignore those. So definitely Seize the Gray. Feels like a really good exacta combo there. The 6-3, feeling fairly good and strong about those 2 horses. Next up, we have race 4. This is a claiming race. So you see my safe play here. I went with the second horse that we've got lined up here. It takes heart 5-2. Horse had a big 9 length win his last time out against lower competition. So he's classing up here a little bit, but he also has a great in the money finish at this level. Possible pace setter. You see, there's two horses that are pushing the pace, and this one could be him that sets the pace in this race. We're talking about a race that goes 6.5 furlongs, so there's some value in that as well. Also, he's got the best recent race value of all the horses in this race at about a 12.7, it looks like there. You got to have fun at 15-1. So you got to have fun. You got Maker Rosario, solid combo there. Two wins against lower class. I mean, significantly lower class than what you see here. Struggled when he did class up after being claimed by Michael Maker. But this is second time out after the claim, so we could end up seeing some better production here from You Gotta Have Fun. 2 times out, sometimes that's the charm for these horses. Race 5, the 2 horse Catmint at 5-2 with a funny name, Catmint. Have to love that. In the money in all 3 races, including one gate to wire win, and one of the better recent race values in this race here as well, 12. Second place, his first time out at 9 furlongs, so it's good for the distance here. Um, my value play going down 1 spot to Bull Toro, 8-1. So at 8-1, great value considering his best speed numbers are at this distance. Most recent race was his best finish, 1 length behind the winner there. So Bull Toro definitely trending upward. You're getting value there at 8-1 from Bull Toro. Race 6, moving on, I'm going with the number 2 horse here, Don Arch. Toss up between the 2 and the 12. When their values are as close as they are here, when we're talking about 0.13, it really is a toss up. You look deeper into the numbers. I do like a couple things more about Don Arch. It looks like he's going to be the likely pace setter here, and I get it. It's at 8.5 furlongs, so it's tough to complete a race going gate to wire at 8.5 furlongs. Um, but one who finished close to the winner last time out, Don Arch, you can see from his finish numbers, 0.0375. This is a horse, even though he might be wanting to set the pace, isn't going to finish that far off of it and does have the legs to actually finish out potentially. Um, value play here, I'm going one down to Nuevo Empire. Nuevo Empire. Um, closing power here for Nuevo Empire at 8.5 furlongs. He's got Tyler Gaffleone at the mount. Last race out went from 7 lengths back to just under 4. So I'm expecting to see an improvement from that horse here. And at 20-1, I think there's great value in that. Race 7, 911 Turbo for Porsche fans out there, the 1 horse. Not getting a whole lot of value here in that safe play. Um, so he's an 8-5 morning line. Best closing power for a 12 furlong race. That there's some value in that. Finishes close to the winner in the money 80% of the time. So you can understand why this is a horse that is getting a sub 2-1 morning line. The value play here, I'm dropping down 2 spots to Sharar. Not exactly the best number you'd like to see in the money for a horse, but a 12-1 Pletcher and Velasquez. That's a great combo. Best speed figures at 9.5 furlongs, too. 4 U.S. races for this horse. Finished second the last time out. That's his only in the money finish. So definitely trending upward on Sharar. Race 8. So the safe play here, the 10 horse, a seed. So yeah, race 8, same thing as I talked about a couple races ago, and they're pretty close. Yeah, so a seed in terms of being the best value here for a safe play, 7-2. You get Irad and Chad, significant class drop coming from a bad finish at the Music City. Expect to see him bounce back here. This seems like a good bounce back spot for that type of horse. Um, why didn't I go on the 7? Yeah, so that's the big question here. For my value play, I did drop down 2 spots to Zytlos. So even though I've got a pace advantage here, I am seeing a couple possible pace setters in this race. 6.5 furlongs could be a bit of a pace battle. Zytlos, 3 wins in 5 races, best closing power, sitting just off the pace in a race with 3 to 4 possible pace setters. I'm saying load it up on the horses that sit just off the pace. That has been the strongest finish of the early pace settings that we've seen so far. Trust the profits. Those just off the pace horses, especially on dirt, are finishing at a higher rate in first place. So I'm thinking in this race, there's going to be a better shot of one of those four horses to win. Race 9, almost getting at the end here. Mauj at 2-1, first time racing in the U.S., coming off of 3 wins in Newmarket and Maiden, including his last win, which was a G1. Um, when this trainer comes over to the U.S., he wins in full force here, so he's got a pretty high rating from me here. Um, Value play, going deep here for a value play. So the value play is our third horse, but he's going off at 30-1. So this is by far the long shot here, one of the biggest long shots. But we've got him as a pace setter in a race where not a whole lot of pace setters are showing up, giving this horse a pace setting advantage. Pretty much gone gate to what? Yeah. Um, Pretty much gone gate to wire in an 8.5 furlong race already. Great in the number finish. Great trainer, Brad Cox. Yeah, Brad Cox, Flandro. I mean, there's a lot of things lining up for what looks like a 30-1 here. I imagine that number's going to be falling. He's facing some pretty stiff competition here, but I do like Heavenly Sunday, 30-1. Getting great value there. So go ahead and see what happens. And finally, race 10. Got some horses here that we recognize from, Derby's past, Derby prep races past, I should say. The safe play here being one of those horses, the first one that comes to mind is First Mission, 1-1, chalky but safe, 100% in the money in 3 races with 1 win in those races. And his best speed figure is at Keeneland. And it's the best of this field as well. So there's a lot going for First Mission here. Brad Cox, Luis Saez. If I'm going to go with a value play, I'm dropping down 3 to Sock Wheel. 10-1, bit of a pace advantage for this horse here. Shows up with a 1 in the pace advantage column. Um, with a lot of just off the pace horses in this race, but also this is a horse that finishes close to the lead, 80% in the money. So I do like that when I see a horse that has a flag that says pace advantage. You look for those other indicators to say, okay, this is a horse that could essentially take you gate to wire here. So that's what I got for the Saturday. What do you guys have? Throw your singles into the comments section. Let us know who you think the best values are, and we look forward to seeing you guys next time.